you ever seen the cutest little reindeer? He loves it. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my top 10 pins that I acquired in my collection of 2020. I'm doing sort of a series of 2020 sort of favourites, just because I think we should be highlighting, you know, the good stuff that happened this year. And yeah, so I have 10-ish pins to show you. So let's get started, shall we? I'm also wearing my bargain of a Spirit jersey. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the knitted one that they brought out sort of end of last year. Got this at the outlet earlier this year, and it was like originally $80 and I got it for $30, and I've worn it for the first time today and it's really lovely. It's not like a heavy knit. It's like perfect for this around Christmas weather. So yes, let's get started. So the first one is sort of a set of pins, and these are the mini main attraction pins. If you've been following, Shop Disney have brought out a set of pins and like a whole collection actually each month around Minnie Mouse with an attraction, and I have two that I'm keeping in my collection. The other one I'll show you is this. This was the most recent one. This is December's. This is obviously Minnie with the fireworks, which I just had to get. I think all the pins are super pretty and I love the Disney fireworks. But the first pin set I got, I didn't get it right when it came out, but I managed to get it for a pretty good price, like around £40, and now they go for like £140. So yes, after I rode this ride and now I'm collecting a space collection, I obviously had to get the 3 mini main attraction pins that show Space Mountain. So you've got the Minnie Mouse there, and my nails, don't they just match perfectly? This is a colour by OPI. But yeah, so you've got Minnie there, you've got the ears with like a galaxy print, and then you've got a really sparkly Space Mountain. So I knew I just had to get those for my space collection. This is my space board at the moment. I need some sort of like picture centerpiece for it, but we're getting on a tangent there. What else? Okay, so the next two I have clubbed together. I've sort of cheated again. But these are 2 cruise pins, and these pretty much sum up, you know, our holiday, or at least one of our holidays for this year. So the first one is this one. This is just like an open edition cruise pin, and it is a My First Disney cruise pin. I don't know if you can see because of the glare there, but yes, it's not an overly special pin, but it was my first Disney cruise, my second cruise ever actually. And yeah, I thought that summed up perfectly our cruise trip. And then this was the other one, which I had to do a little bit of hunting for and got on eBay. This was from 2003, and this is one of their St. Thomas pins. So we did stop in St. Thomas at the US Virgin Islands, and if you've been, then there is some really beautiful viewing points. We went to the highest viewing point. They've got a massive gift shop there, and it was just a really lovely experience there. So I got that pin to commemorate our excursion days and again our cruise. Okay, what else? Some of these pins I've not got physically here to show you, but I'll insert a clip because they are on pin boards, and I don't want to like take them on and off too many times in case like I end up like loosening the pin backs, I guess. So the next 2 I've got are Marquee Pins, and these were like really big to get into my collection this year, or like big achievements. So the first one is the Aristocats marquee. I think it's really, really cute. I think there might be 2 Aristocats marquees, I'm not sure. But I like this one with the kittens. I think it's lovely. It makes a great centerpiece for a board. And then the other one is the Pocahontas one. You can find that like for a fairly reasonable price, the Pocahontas one. For some reason, Pocahontas pins for the most part don't really soar too high unless it's like a WDI pin. And yeah, so again, for a while that Pocahontas marquee was the center of my like feature of my board, but those 2 pins I think are really pretty, and if you definitely have a favorite film you collect, getting a marquee pin is sort of a no-brainer to get into your collection. It's like a staple and a really beautiful pin to have. The next two pins, can you see I've sort of like gone for categories in a way and like chosen two pins, but for this one it's essentially the same pin. I've got two in hand at the moment. I have also got the third one, which is being held by my friend in New Jersey, and so there are 4 variants of this pin and I have 2 of them. I have the 3rd and 4th, I believe, so like the 1950s one and the turn of the century one. I love these pins. I'm a big Carousel Progress collector. It is probably my favourite collection. Yes, I do have quite a few pins that hopefully start off in the new year I will get in my collection for Carousel Progress, so I'm very nearly a completist, which is very exciting. So yes, but these two have been on my wish list for ages and they very rarely ever come up, so as soon as I see them I know that I need to grab them. The next pin is my Steamboat Willie piece of Disney movie pin. I did acquire 2 of these this year, but my favourite has to be the one with just Steamboat Willie as the cell piece, but really both of them are my favourite because they are essentially the same pin. Again, these are really exciting to get into my collection this year. For whatever reason, I got into collecting black and white pins and Steamboat Willie and just like that real vintage Disney feel, and I managed to get them for a really good price, so that's always good. But yeah, so those were another pin that are in like my top 10, and these are in no particular order. So the next one I have to show you is my Marie DEC pin, which I showed in my last haul video. This is just a gorgeous Marie pin. I love anything pastel and flowers, and it's really like simple, and I think it's just a stunning pin. So yes, I don't tend to get many of Marie like just on her own. I'm very specific about Aristocats pins. I don't know why, like I only collect certain characters out of the film. And yeah, so when I saw this pin and I was able to get it, I was very excited to add it to my collection. And I think the last 3 are probably the top 3, I would say, that I acquired this year. The first one is this one. This is a limited edition of 2,500 and it's part of a Hidden Disney series, 8 out of 12 it says. This is the Sci-Fi Diner Theatre pin, and there are very little pins that are for restaurants, to be honest, let alone just this restaurant. But as you can see, it's got Mickey and Minnie in their little car watching the screen, and then you've got Goofy serving them, and he does sort of slide up and down to greet them. I love this restaurant. Darren and I always make a point of trying to go to it whenever we're there. So again, this is a pin that doesn't come up very often, so yes, was very excited to find it, and this was from 2006. Okay, the next one is this one. This was limited edition of 1,500. It is a piece of Disney history pin. I have quite a few of these in my collection, and I think they're a great one to add to your collection if there is something that really resonates with you, whether it be a ride or like a parade. They do all sorts. Ones that have pieces of the attraction or costume. This one is of Downtown Disney. So that's what it looks like. This says it contains a piece of the Downtown Disney design. Oh, I'm not even showing you, apologies. So that's what it looks like, and as you can see, it's got the bubble, and that has some of the sign in it. So yes, if you don't know, Downtown Disney is what is now called Disney Springs in Florida. I know it's still called Downtown Disney in LA, and you know, this for me is one of my favorite places on Disney property. It always has. It's usually one of the first places we go when we get to Florida, and you know, the shops are great, the food is great, there's always like a good vibe there, and yeah, I hold very fond memories of Downtown Disney and Disney Springs in general. And the final one, maybe tied with those two, is one of the favourites that I got this year. This was released in 2011, so it's not terribly old compared to some of the others, but again, a very hard pin to find. I managed to trade for this, which is even better, and I managed to get it, you know, it was still in with its backer card, which is really rare to find, and it's in super good condition. So yes, I believe it was just an open edition pin for that year, but I think there's maybe 1, 2 max pins of this attraction, and that is Living with the Land boat ride, which is at Epcot. It is in the pavilion that has soaring in it, and is basically a really gentle boat ride that shows you how they grow plants and crops at Epcot, and they actually use that food to go into their restaurants on property. So this has always been a family favourite ride of ours. It's one of those that is really nice, gentle. You can sit down for like 15 minutes. Some bits of it are more aircon than others. We've done, last November we did the behind the seats tour, which you can do. I think you do have to pay, I think it's maybe $40 per person. It might not even be that much actually, I think it might be only $20. I can't remember. But you basically get a behind the scenes tour of how they grow all the crops, and you can ask lots of questions. You can taste some of the food, like they gave us a bit of cucumber, and it's really cool to like see it from the other side. And we'd always see like groups of people doing the tour, but it's not overly advertised. So yeah, and for me and my mum especially, it always makes us think of my nan, because she was an avid gardener. She loved the ride. She would have loved the behind the scenes tour. And so for me, this is just like the perfect, like, cheeky little pin. She had the best sense of humour. She loved Disney, and yeah, so I would say this is probably my favourite, most sentimental pin that I got this year. So those are my top 10-ish pins that I got this year. I'm so sorry for the lighting. It's really hard for me to tell, like, sat here, if it's too dark or not, so hopefully I've managed to do it justice in editing. But yes, I feel what's been a great year for pin trading. I have discovered what is pin live sales, which are completely deadly. Hopefully, you know, it's been a weird year for pin trading. Hopefully next year we are able to, you know, do more trading in the parks and things like that. But yes, I will link up in the cards and down below my pin playlist where you can see all my hauls and that sort of thing. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one in 2021. Bye guys!